With more on the questions surrounding the video's release, we're joined now by Florina Altschuyler. She is a trial attorney and partner with Russo and Gould in Buffalo, New York, and she's also a former prosecutor. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So protesters in North Carolina demanding to know what happened in that body cam video of the police shooting of Andrew Brown. They say if the police had nothing to hide, they would just release it. The governor and now the sheriff, as you just heard, are pushing also for its release. We saw Chicago here, the police releasing the shooting video of Adam Toledo, but the DA in the Brown case is arguing that it would affect a fair trial and the investigation. Is there any truth to that?
Different states have different laws, and in the state of North Carolina, they actually do not need to release that video absent a court order specifically directing them to release the video. Certainly, you can imagine the prejudicial effect it would have if this is something that would go to trial and the community has all seen the video and whatever commentary was made about that video. It would be very difficult to pick a jury. Certainly in other states, those videos are promptly released and people see them, but you do have the potential of having a prejudicial effect on your jury pool if this is something that were to be litigated later.
It calls to mind California. In Richmond, California, the police there actually pushed for all officers to wear body cameras at all times, and they thought that would actually be advantageous to police to show that their actions were justified. What do you make of that?
You know, the Derek Chauvin trial that just ended was an excellent example of body cam footage helping in his ultimate conviction, right? And that was the footage that was seen around the world. I think body cam footage raises accountability, and once released and once the public is aware of what's on that footage, people can be held responsible. That being said, it's difficult to judge any footage just based on the footage alone without knowing the full story of what happened before, what happened during, what happened after. You may have multiple officers with multiple angles of body cam footage. You really need to see all of the evidence before drawing any conclusions.
But do you think that there are cases that the body cam video and a policy of just always having it and releasing it would be advantageous to the police?
You know, it's a double-sided coin, right? There are situations where it's advantageous. It certainly, in terms of public relations, looks good that the police has nothing to hide. But at the same time, imagine releasing footage when an officer shoots somebody. In what light does that look good? Never. But are police allowed to use deadly force? Absolutely, depending on the circumstances. And so the footage alone, which would clearly show an officer shooting somebody dead, is highly prejudicial, highly graphic, will inflame people's emotions. And without having a full understanding of what precipitated that shooting, I think it could cause a lot of, public disruption. That being said, if it's a wrongful shooting and if the officer was not justified when we know the full story, then that officer and the department and the chief of police should all be held accountable.
A recent study from the Urban Institute found that body cameras don't necessarily have a huge effect on police officers' actual behavior or how residents view the police. Do you think the accountability factor outweighs that?
Look, the accountability factor isn't there for purposes of hindering or encouraging the police officers to act a certain way. The accountability factor is there because in the age of social media and in the age of a video going viral within seconds, if that body cam footage is released, there's going to be public accountability once the public sees that video. The problem is if you only look at the video and don't have a fuller understanding of what precipitated the incident, there is a concern of the public reacting harshly without understanding the full story. And again, this is a two-sided situation, right? There's plenty of videos where you see an officer using deadly force and that force is not justified and the public is absolutely right in being outraged. But we don't know on which side this specific case lands.
Florina Altschuyler, thank you very much for joining us today on NewsNation.
Thank you for having me.